Today is all about crafting with flowers. This is part of the April Showers Bring May Flowers open collab that I'll tell you about a little later on. This first DIY is so simple you could almost make it with your eyes closed. I have some beautiful prints of flowers. These came in a set from the website called I Should Be Mopping the Floor, and I got 15 prints for $5. I'm not sure if you can see through the camera here, but it's got a little bit of a buffalo check in gray behind each of the prints. The hardest thing to do was figure out which to use. Here are 8 of what I've chosen so far. I plan on getting 4 more of these frames, which came from Dollar Tree, of course. And I'm doing a grouping 4 across 3 high. So I've got 12 pictures over my bed. The walls are painted green in there, and I think it'll look so pretty. If you're not already following me on Instagram, go over there and give me a follow, because I'll be posting a picture there of this beautiful cottagecore look that's going to be on my wall. Today's open playlist is hosted by my friend Becky over at Simply Becky DIY, and I'm co-hosting with her. I'll be leaving a link to her channel in the descriptions, along with a link to this playlist so you can see what other creators have come up with. For this next DIY, I'm using a square wreath form from Dollar Tree, and I'm going to be wrapping this garland around. It looks like small eucalyptus to me, but maybe it's boxwood. I don't really know. But anyway, I'm going to put it all the way around this wreath, and I'm securing it with, what are these things called? Zip ties. Yeah, there we go. Securing it with zip ties. I found that it was easiest to work from the back on this. And there you'll see I'm just going in between some of those joints and tightening it up on this wire wreath form. Once I had it all the way around, I'm going to kind of cut in between the joints there so I can attach that to that first corner that I started with. It took me a minute to find a joint there. And then I will zip tie that end into place. Then I'll go around and cut off the excess on those zip ties. Now I'm going to be adding in my flowers. I picked out some lavender bunches from Walmart that were 96 cents each, and some peonies also from Walmart. And I'm going to arrange them like so. The white ones, they were like little hydrangea blossoms, and I wasn't sure if I would use those or not. At the end, I don't have any of those in the wreath. And here I'm just shoving that whole stem down into the wreath form, and then I will zip tie that where it is. Then I do the same thing on the other side with the lavender, and then cut those zip tie excess pieces off. For the peonies, I cut those off of the bunch so I could place them separately into the wreath. And I'm just going to fit them in where I think they will look best, and then I'll go back and glue them into place with my hot glue. Here I'm gluing everything down, and there's my elbow. And then I'm going to be adding a little sign on there and a bow in just a moment. For the sign, I used 3 of the wood planks that come 6 in a pack from Dollar Tree, and then I reinforced the back with some of the large popsicle sticks from Walmart. I'm going to be leaving this natural color. I do like natural color of wood. So, yeah, I used my square there to make sure that I had the wood pieces together. And now I'm going to be figuring out how I want to put this saying on there. April showers bring me flowers. Once I had the decal on, I brushed over it with some outdoor Mod Podge because this will be hanging outdoors. And I want to make sure that those letters don't get too hot and start peeling off, because we have had some 80-degree weather lately. I'm going to be putting the sign kind of in the middle there. I'm attaching it to the top with some wires. First thing I do is take my drill and drill a hole in each of the top corners so I can get that wire through. And then I'll pull those wires through, get my wreath back into the light and attach that kind of up at the top there. I'm not super happy with the bow I made. I think the ribbon is too bright for these pastel colors. So what I'm thinking is I'll go back and do a different bow with maybe solid color. Solid lavender like I have in the middle of this bow. I think that would work out best. Or maybe solid pink. And there's how it looks all together. Tell me what you think. Pink or lavender ribbon on that? For this DIY, I'm using one of these rectangle wall signs from Dollar Tree. I'm telling you, when I heard they were going $1.25, I really stocked up on some of these essentials. I'll be painting the back of this with the folk art color Conch Shell, which is a real light peachy pink. And I just do one coat on that because I squeezed out too much and brushed it on really thick. So that's all it needed. I made this decal with my Cricut that says, "The earth laughs and flowers," which is a quote by Ralph Waldo Emerson. I love that. I'm going to be framing out this sign with some flowers that I thrifted. To me, they look like cherry blossoms. It said red bud on the tag. But anyway, the stem looks just like bark. I mean, it even has like mossy places on it. And I'm just going to glue one of those across the bottom in one direction. Then glue one at the top on the opposite direction, just using my hot glue. And it kind of took a lot of glue to get these on. I'm not sure if it was the texture of the stem or what was going on. But yeah, I had to use some clamps here and there for it to set up. And then with the third one, I cut some stems off of that to finish framing it out on the end. And with the blooms that I had off that piece, I'm going to stick them in here and there across the bottom of the branch where I've got a lot of glue showing. And this is my favorite project of today. Love it, love it, love it. This is something I want to keep out year round. The colors aren't super bright. They're kind of muted. It's just a lovely sign. I love everything about it. Thank you so very much for watching my video today. And I hope you will check out the playlist to see what others have done. And thank you, Becky, for asking me to co-host with you on this. Until next time, bye-bye.